What's up? Semen retention. Becoming sexually pure as a man will make him a creative force. And I like the word, or I like the combination of words creative force, because that makes a man resemble God. Obviously, I'm not God, right? But when God created us, He created us in the image of Him, right? And so the way I look at creative force, those words is like wherever you go, you get what I'm saying? You're like a force of creativeness. So that means everywhere you go, you're creating, you're building, you know what I'm saying? You are putting things out into the world, right? And I think when a man becomes sexually pure and he doesn't focus on getting women or masturbation or distractions, right? That makes a man, that mean wherever that means, because a lot of men is lacking that, and that's what make a man powerful and strong, right? And to me, the men who have that most potential to be that way, and they can really be like super locked in, super focused, is the men who might be alone. It might be the men who are like they're struggling with something or whatever, because that's what's gonna create desire to actually be all the way on point, you know. And it's not about just purpose and purpose and purpose, but I feel like as a man in general, how we naturally supposed to be before anything. When we walk, we supposed to walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how can I put it? We're supposed to demand a level of kind of personality out of ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we have to really be ourselves. I know that was a weird way to put it, but we have to be ourselves 100%, and that's what allow us to be creative. You know, usually the more you're yourself, the more creative you be, and the more unique you become. And everywhere you go, people like you because you know you're a guy that's not pulling from anybody else. You starting it yourself. You're really being that person people look up to you because you're not a copy of anybody, right? You being your own self, and then the things you put your energy into, that thing start to shine. So whatever you're working hard at, whatever you're working on with other people or whatever, that thing begins to shine because you're letting your personality shine on things. You're letting your creativeness shine on different things that you put your focus on. And when you shine and you put your energy on something, and when you shine and you put your energy on something, that thing begins to shine, you know? And so that means everywhere you go, everybody you interact with, you making their life better. You get what I'm saying? When you working on this project or you working on this thing you working on, you're gonna make that even better. You get what I'm saying? So everywhere you walk and everything that you work on and focus on, you're gonna make it better when you become sexually pure, because that's putting your creativeness and your personality and your uniqueness and authenticity at the highest level where you're literally a creator. You get what I'm saying? You're a human being creator where everything you do, you put a shine in it, you put a light in it. You get what I'm saying? You make it powerful. And so that's how I see things, because you see some people, they work on stuff, they make it worse. They get around people, they make other people worse. When you get on semen retention, you get around people, you make their life better. When you work on something, you making that better. You get what I'm saying? And so that's very powerful, and that takes a level of focus and a level of avoiding distractions. A lot of times, the only men that can do stuff like this is the men who have that absolute focus, and the men who aren't around anybody. It might be the man that be in solitude. It might be a man that really he's not around everybody. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm starting to see with myself, that I have a power that, and it's not about being isolated, but I'm saying it's about the focus level that you can give something when you are isolated, and that can make a man so powerful. You get what I'm saying? And the men that can become like this the most are the men like who, you know, Really, any man. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna be straight up. Any man. But the men who are lonely and they're distracted with many things and they feel like they don't have anybody, they can turn all of that around. You get what I'm saying? And put it into like absolute focus, and become like that true person you're supposed to be. Tapping into what God called them to do, and everything that they do is gonna be, you know, good, and it's gonna shine because they're looking at themselves 100% in the mirror, and they're looking at, who they're supposed to be, who they want to become. You know what I'm saying? And who am I? You know, that's what being by yourself a lot of times is going to force you to look at. And when you're trying to become sexually pure, this is what's going to allow you to go even deeper, to where when you find yourself and you know who you are, everything you do is gonna shine. Everybody you get around, you're gonna make their life better. You're gonna make them shine. You're gonna make them have a good day and feel good about themselves. You get what I'm saying? And you're gonna help people at a level you never would have imagined, because it's you being so much of yourself. You know what I mean? I think when you look at people and they're trying to copy and they're trying to be like everybody else, they'll never go all the way. You know, uh, just like you see people like, well, who's gonna be the next LeBron James? Who's gonna be the next? You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan. Who's gonna be the next best streamer, YouTuber, whatever? I think when you try to copy people, and that's just examples, but when you're trying to copy people, this is what takes the life out of who you are. You're literally trying to live somebody else's life, and that's what's taking your life away. And when you become sexually pure, you become your own thing, and you be the next big thing. You get what I'm saying? You will have people thinking, well, who's gonna be the next you? You get what I'm saying? And it's an energy thing, and it's a authenticity thing. And I think that's just super powerful, and that's why I like the word creative force, because that means everywhere you go, you're a creative force. So that's like, it's like, the way I envision it is like a man, and this might be a goofy example, but it's like, imagine if I had laser eyes, but the laser eyes wasn't lasers, they was energy. And everything I looked at, everything I focused on, I made it good. I made it better. I improved it. I upgraded it. You get what I'm saying? And when you get on cyber retention, you kind of start to look at yourself a little bit, and you upgrade yourself. And once you upgrade yourself and you know who you are, everything you look at, everything you focus on, everybody you be around, they life get better. You get what I'm saying? Because you're shining your energy on them. And that's the thing. I remember I was talking about that a couple of videos back. You become the influencer. I ain't talking about no YouTuber business, no content creator. I'm not talking about nothing internet wise. I'm saying you influence people more than they influence you. Because I used to think, oh, you get around people, oh, they're bad, they're a bad influence. That means that their energy is stronger than your energy if they influence you. If you got that strong mind and you got the stronger energy, everything you do, you gonna influence them, because they're gonna look up to you, right? If you got that weaker energy, then other people are gonna influence you because you're weaker minded and you don't have that energy to look at yourself and know who you are. You're trying to be like somebody else, right? And so I could go even deeper and even deeper, but that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Peace out.